I tried to keep finding you. What happened to you? And I finally decided to go see Leonard Nelson, my insurance agent. And I told him I'd like to take out a $100,000 life insurance policy on each of my 3 children. Be nice to know if they were still alive. It took him 3 days to find out where Emma Sue was by retail credit. She was up in Muncie, New York. She was a psychiatrist at Sing Sing prison. Jerry was doing limited law practice. It was August of '73 before I could make any trip up there. My dad sent me to New York for business, and so I took the time to go up to Muncie, New York. And arriving there at Muncie, I went to number 4 Beaver Hollow Road, and I knocked on the door, and a lady came there, and I said, I'm here to see my 3 children, Ricky, Susan, and Jeannie. She said, well, there's nobody here by that name. She said they moved away. And she said, you might find out more about them by talking to people next door. I went next door, and there was Johnny Cuccinello. And I told him who I was and why I was there. And I said, what can you tell me about my children? He said, all 3 were afraid of you. I said, well, I don't know what caused them to be afraid. But here it says, my father's not here. He could tell you more. But I said, well, let me write my phone number down. Wrote a check out of my checkbook and gave it to him and said, if you have more information, please call me collect. And I went back and flew back to Peoria. Well, he did call me, and he said, well, I had tried to reach you at some time ago, and he said I was unable to locate you, and he said your children were in very dire straits. He said your wife tried to run down some of the children with her car. He thinks that things got so bad that 6 families banded together with the fact that we had the our lawyer and some political influence. We got her fired from her job at Sing Sing prison. But by the way, in the meantime, I'd like to tell you what happened to your son. He jumped out of a 6-story window with 6 foot of snow with no clothes on. And that was another part of the problem with her up there in the neighborhood. There was very bizarre activity going on. And I said, well, I'm certainly sorry to hear that. I just am sorry that I was not able to do more for my children. But that's the information and how I know. The only time I was ever in Muncie, New York was August of '73. I know that you weren't there at the time. I don't know when you left, but I wasn't the one that did it to you. Your mother had Jerry do it to you, and that was part of her Pavlovian manipulation to make you children all afraid of me. That's the truth. I'll talk to you some more.